بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين. أطروا أفواهكم وزينوا مجالسكم بذكر الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. 5 years after the commencement of the prophetic mission, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi was in the city of Mecca. His followers were few, his enemies were many, and the religion of Islam was in its infancy. The angel Jibreel comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi at this time, and he delivers a message to him that will change the rest of his life, that would change his life forever and alter the course of human history. Jibreel comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi and he says to him, Assalamu alayka ya Rasulallah. Al-Ali al-A'la yaqra'uka as-salam. Allah conveys his salam to you, and he says to you that he has commanded you to fast for 40 days. He has asked you to spend your days in fast and to spend your nights in worship and not to approach Lady Khadija. Rasulullah was with Ammar ibn Yasir at the time, his dear companion. He tells Ammar, go to the house of Lady Khadija and inform her of what Allah has revealed to me. Rasulullah, he stays for 40 days at the house of Fatima bint Asad, the mother of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam. On the 40th night, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi is preparing to break his fast. Jibreel comes to the Prophet and says, Ya Rasulullah, Allah conveys his salam and he says to you that tonight your futur, your iftar, is not from the food of this dunya, it is from the fruits of paradise. Rasulullah, he eats the food, and this is the beginning of the life of Fatima Zahra. Those fruits from paradise transformed into the life seed of Lady Fatima, and Fatima Zahra was conceived in this way. Now you may ask me, the number 40 is a number that appears many times in the Holy Quran, and it appears many times in ahadith. You take, for example, in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about how Musa saved Bani Israel from the shackles of Fir'aun. They crossed the Red Sea by divine miracle and they passed by a village of idol worshippers. They turn to Musa and they say, Oh Musa, please construct an idol like theirs so we can worship it. Musa realizes that his community is in dire need of Allah's revelation. Allah commands him to go to Mount Sinai, and the Holy Quran says, وَوَعَدْنَا مُوسَىٰ 40 لَيْلَةً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prescribes a wait period of 40 days before He reveals the Torah. Before Allah gives a great gift to mankind, He prescribes the number 40. In another hadith, we find Rasulullah saying, من أخلص لله 40 يوما ظهرت ينابيع الحكمة على قلبه ولسانه. One who dedicates himself to Allah for 40 days, the gift from Allah is that wisdom will flow from your heart and from your tongue. So you see that whenever Allah wishes to give a great gift to mankind, He prescribes the number 40, and similarly before Allah gives the gift, the greatest gift, Fatima Zahra, to mankind, He prescribes the number 40 to Rasulullah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now you may ask me, where did this story come from? Where is it? This story is recorded in Sunni and Shia books. which gives it strength because it's narrated by both schools. It's also strengthened by the Holy Quran because a similar incident happens in the Holy Quran. About 30 verses into Surah Ali Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the mother of Maryam. She was pregnant and she turns to Allah saying, "Oh Allah, I dedicate what is in my womb to your service. I have asked you for a pious child, and I have dedicated this pious child to you." At that time, it was inconceivable that a woman would raise to such a high level. They anticipated that they would give birth to a son. Allah gives them Maryam. Maryam is born. All the rabbis, they want to have the honor of becoming the spiritual guardian of Maryam. So Zakaria alayhi salam, he approaches the family and he asks them, and they decide to have a drawing. A drawing was conducted, and Zakaria becomes the spiritual guardian of Maryam. He designates a place in the temple for her to worship. She worships day and night, and the Holy Quran quotes, وَكَفَّلَهَا زَكَرِيَّا. Zakaria became her spiritual guardian. كُلَّمَا دَخَلَ عَلَيْهَا زَكَرِيَّا الْمِحْرَابِ وَجَدَ عِنْدَهَا رِزْقًا. Zakaria, whenever he would go to the prayer chamber of Maryam, he would find fruits. He would find food. He would ask her, "Ya Maryam, anna laki hadha?" Where did you get this food from? قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. These fruits are from Allah. The Mufassirin of the Holy Quran, they say Allah gave her these heavenly fruits to prepare her for the miraculous birth of Isa. So, because there were miraculous events surrounding the birth of Fatima Zahra, Allah prepared the birth of Fatima Zahra. He prepared Rasulullah by having the Prophet eat from the fruits of paradise. Now, brothers and sisters, it is noteworthy to mention there is some disagreement about the year Fatima Zahra was born. You find the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they indicate that she was born 5 years after the Ba'th, after the beginning of the Prophet's mission. You have the likes of Shaykh al-Kulayni, Shaykh al-Mufid, Allam al-Majlisi, very prominent scholars who have many ahadith from the Imams to authenticate this claim. Imam al-Sadiq says, my grandmother Fatima was born on the 20th of Jamad al-Thani, 45 years after the birth of the Prophet, which means she was born 5 years after the beginning of the prophetic mission. Other scholars say, namely Abu Faraj al-Isfahani, al-Tabari, and Jalaluddin al-Suyuti, prominent Sunni scholars, they say she was born 5 years before the revelation. You may tell me, who cares? It's a date. 5 years before, 5 years after, what's the difference? It makes a very big difference. Listen very carefully. What is the motive behind the scholars who say Fatima Zahra was born 5 years before the Ba'th? The motive is that in the narration that I presented, who came to the Prophet and gave him the command to fast for 40 days? Jibreel. When they say Fatima Zahra was born 5 years before the Ba'th, was Jibreel coming to the Prophet? He wasn't. The attempt here is to refute any ahadith that speak about the miraculous events surrounding the birth of Fatima. The motive here is to tell you that Fatima Zahra is an ordinary woman and she came into this world in an ordinary fashion. The motive is to strip the miraculous events surrounding the birth of Fatima Zahra. And similarly, you find things happen like this all the time. A friend told me recently, they saw on the Arabic satellite channels, they had some kind of contest. You know how they give away 5,000, 10,000 riyals, 20 donkeys or camels, whatever they give away. One of the questions was, who was born in the Kaaba? Who was born in the Kaaba? Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Wallah, the four answers they gave, none of them were Ali ibn Abi Talib. So you see, there's a concerted effort to strip the bounties Allah has showered upon this holy family. And therefore, brothers and sisters, despite the ill intentions of some scholars, you find that Allah preserves the truth in even the enemies of Ahlul Bayt.